Thank you very much, and thank the three speakers of this morning for their thought-provoking presentations. I have a confession and two questions. The confession is that I need to be enhanced, which is no surprise as all elderly ladies need to be enhanced. But first, I would be a terrible beekeeper. And the second thing is that I need this specific enhancement not to end up in situations where I'm supposed to react to speeches, while beforehand I have no idea what the speakers will say. So there are two enhancement options. One is to learn to say no, hoping that would be a no in a very targeted way. And the second is this pill called impro speed, increasing the ability to improvise. But alas, there is no such pill. So if I can't be enhanced, it would be nice if the environment could be enhanced so that there would be this swallow me button that would magically make me disappear from the place I am standing now. I have been intrigued, this is my first question, by the ethical responsibility of the individual. I'm particularly hopeful that Peter will say something about it because he talked about the evolution of groups. And this question about the individual responsibility is not an academic fun question, but a very existential question. What are my responsibilities as an ordinary citizen and as a person when it comes to greening humanity? Which demands in lifestyle, in consumption, and in how we raise our children? I'm afraid that for me it is too late to contribute to population control, as I have 3 children and could not miss one of them. But when Professor Harris talks about enhancement, he uses the not so controversial examples of vaccination and education, but how about enhancement in a moral way? Suppose we could degrade people by some clever treatment or device. Should such a treatment be mandatory? Is wanting to live longer a greedy thing? Suppose we could influence our digestive system so that we would eat less and therefore use less resources, or that we should refrain from eating meat. Is that a moral goal, a duty, or should it be mandatory? What are the priorities in enhancement? In its report on modern agricultural technologies, the European Group on Ethics in Science and New Technologies suggests the following. Dietary habits affect the sustainability of agriculture. For instance, according to a recent FAO study, the high consumption of meat products affects primarily agricultural production, use of land, water, and environmental pollution. In this context, education of consumers on public health, food quality, and agriculture should be beneficial and make a major contribution to food security and sustainability. The group therefore underlines the specific responsibilities consumers have for orienting the market. But how weak we are. Contrary to my usual style of research, which is normative, I did some empirical research this morning. It suffices to observe the behavior of people at a hotel breakfast buffet. There is a gap between the responsible citizen and the greedy individual person, and never the twain shall meet. Ulysses enjoyed his stay with the Lotofagi very much, and it took him quite some time to extract himself. My second question is regarded to Professor Solfson's talk yesterday. I spent last weekend reading 450 self-portraits of first-year medical students. The results are amazing. I asked them, what kind of doctor do you want to be? And I get poems, stories, drawings, statues even. These are very idealistic and creative young people, deeply moving. But something happens in the next 6 years, and things change, and they lose a lot of their idealism and their passion. If universities should have this important role of NGO, and I think they should have. What can we do as teachers for these students who are bombarded with ambition because their university wants to be the best? When I wake up, I'm often surprised that I'm not fired yet and I still have a job. Ethics and the teaching of ethics goes against running this university as a business-like machine. Cooperation between universities should be encouraged, but how and what can we do as ethicists? I hope that in the discussion you will include this question about the moral responsibility of the individual when it comes to degrading and decompetizing. What should we do, and how should we not hide between our role as citizens while advocating greening humanity, but not accept the responsibility as persons? Thank you.